My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt not be priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. We have reached a time where all the signs are clear and all you guys should be making the move to Exodus. The Lord has spoken. We see what's going on with La Palma. You will no longer be able to buy or sell without the vaccine. And we have seen plenty of evidence that this shows it only causes harm. But some of you would still rather stay in Babylon and receive the mark of the beast than join the saints and Christ himself. I hope you feel ashamed. I want to read quickly because it must have forgotten your mind. The fall of Babylon. In chapter 18, verse 4, it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her, my people, for that you not be partakers of her sin, and that you receive not her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord hath remembered her iniquities. Render to her as she has also rendered to you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup wherein she hath mingled. Mingle ye double unto her. As much as she hath glorified herself and lived in delicacies, so much torment and sorrow give ye to her, because she sat in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and I sorrow, and I shall not see. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be burnt with fire, because God is strong, who shall judge her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived in delicacies with her shall weep and bewail themselves over her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. There's a fine story in the Bible of a man who was perfect in his generation. Not perfect in all he did, but pure in his bloodline. God had sent him a message. And though it seemed crazy to many, he kept building. He didn't wait for God to come pick him up. Many of us are asked to do little compared to what the saints did back in the day. But yet it's too hard for us to make one move. But we've been given everything. With the click of a button, you can share the Lord's message. You don't worry about being beheaded anymore. Some of you forgot, and some of you need to remember what the Lord has given to you. I sit there and think what it would feel like to be on that cross. And to still receive little love for it. I really don't know what ungrateful can be shown, but through that action alone, that sounds like ungratefulness to me. I'm going to read from the Return of Christ book. This is the law of love. When Lord Rael said, I freed you from the bondage of the law of Moses and replaced it with the law of love, he was not disavowing the Mosaic law. Absolutely not. He was saying that the law must be relegated to a complicated list or regulations, but instead a living part of the human spirit. And that the entirety of the law could be submerged in the word, love God and love each other. In the practice of law, there is an accepted premise that the law is both letter and spirit, meaning that one may meticulously follow the letter of the law, or one may adhere to the intended purpose of the law, thus making the law come alive. And its adherence for practitioners of the law. For example, a man may marry a woman and be contractually bound to take care of her, or a man may love a woman and his obligation to her is no longer a contractual burden, but instead a willful manifestation of the heart. When Lord Rael says, love God, love each other, he is saying that the meticulous letter of Mosaic law comes fully alive and becomes fully infatuated by these two commandments, thus laying the spirit of the law upon all people of good conscience. In Psalms chapter 119, verse 165, great peace have they that love thy law, and there is no stumbling for them. We are preparing places for the faithful. And soon there may not be much room for those. We will hope that you make the right decision while there's still time. And please do research on the jab. And some of you that think you can run at the last minute, they could close the borders. Babylon falls comes in one day, in 1 hour. That's not much time to pack.